Ahoy, my friends. Ahoy, mateys. Ahoy, swashbucklers. Ahoy, scoundrels. Ahoy, adventurers. Welcome to the Gaming Galleon. I am Captain Raz, and we find ourselves in a very exotic spot today. More exotic than I had expected when I planned this trip. Because basically, this week we're celebrating the unsung heroes of America. We're celebrating Nurses Week. That's right, all week long is dedicated to nurses. So if you know a nurse out there, by all means, thank them. For they're the ones that keep things running around all the hospitals and school nurse rooms. What are they called? Something like that? I don't know what they're called. Anyway, nurses keep the world make the world go round. In dedication to them, we're going to be helping out some people. We're going to be healing today. We're going to be playing The Last of Us live and online, something we do not do often, but there's people out there who are hurt at this very moment, and we're going to do our best to give them a helping hand. Obviously, we have the booty segment coming up here. Lots of stuff going on here. A little bit of everything in here. Pretty nice little smorgasbord. And, of course, all the way in the back here, we have the Bag That Tells No Tales, where you mateys get a chance to give a little feedback, maybe a question, maybe some words of wisdom for yours truly, Cap and Raz. So, where are we this week? It's really strange, because I expected us... Basically, my plan was, okay, let's do Nurses Week, and we'll do it in Boston, because Boston's close, and that's actually where The Last of Us begins its journey. But then I started digging into the history of Nurses Week, and I found out that Nurses Week actually ends on the 12th of May. It begins on the 6th and ends on the 12th of May. And this has been an event that, you know, it's so typical, because it took society like 20 years to finally give nurses even one day. And throughout the decades, they've spread it out to an entire week to thank basically every branch of nurse out there. Your typical professional nurse, student nurse, school nurse. And then the final day, I think there's a couple others, but the final day, May 12th, signifies the end of Nurses Week, and that falls on Florence Nightingale's birthday. And I've heard of that name. I think all of us have. I've heard it through the Florence Nightingale effect, which is basically a live-in nurse begins to have a crush on whomever they're, caregiving as they're sick. And it may fade away when their patient gets well, but that's the Florence Nightingale effect. The nurse falls in love with the patient. And I always thought Florence Nightingale, believe it or not, was like an actress from like the 40s. I don't know where I got that. But I did a little research, and it turns out that Florence Nightingale is actually the woman responsible, basically, for modern-day nursing. She's kind of like the Sigmund Freud of nursing. All the way back in the 19th century, I believe she was born in 1820. And she was born in a good home. She was born in Florence, Italy. Born with a silver spoon in her mouth, basically. And could have just rode the coattails of that into, becoming a nice rich hostess for a lord or something. And she instead decides to give it all up to move to Dusseldorf to learn how to become a nurse. She graduates, moves to a hospital in London. After about a year, she's head of nursing, and gets this reputation of being like the cleaner. Like, no one keeps a cleaner hospital than Florence Nightingale. And obviously that pushed along sterilization and, keeping a clean area for sick people. Eventually, she was so well known that she got moved. She got asked by the Secretary of War, Britain's Secretary of War, to go down to where we are today. Where'd it go? It's so hard to pronounce that I need a little prompt here. Now, in her day, it was called Scutari, but for us, we're actually in Uskudar, Turkey. Uskudar, Turkey. Where in God's name is that? Well, you see the little pin there? That's the Mediterranean. If you see the pin there, that's where we are. I mean, that's the part of the Mediterranean nobody really thinks about. I mean, it's on the other side of Spain and Italy. It's in all those countries that are kind of kissing Russia and Iraq. I mean, it's a part of the country, part of Europe, a lot of us don't even want to think about. And if you get really close in there, this is really where we are. That coastline there. And we're right about here. Right about there. Which is where the old barracks hospital is. That's where Florence Nightingale was sent down by England to try and help. She saw the conditions on the front lines, patients just like sitting in feces, and just not good conditions at all. And she was the woman responsible for saying, we got to get these people clean water, we got to get these soldiers clean, clothing, otherwise they're never going to get better, because we're losing more soldiers by infection than we are by combat. So I just found the story fascinating, and it really got me to thinking about the trials and tribulations that nurses go through dealing with the profession they're in. It's got to be, I mean, for me, we're outside this old hospital here, and I don't even know if we're docked outside it. I don't even know that I'm going to be able to go in. I find hospitals terrifying. And I have two nurses very close to me in my life, my mother and my brother-in-law. They have, just as many idiosyncrasies that drive me nuts as any other family member. But when it's time for them to clock in, they're dealing with things that are so far beyond the tinker toys that I deal with in my career. So, if you know any nurses out there, I really think you should take a moment and thank them. Maybe ask them how their day was. Ask them not to be too graphic, because you never know. But express that appreciation. Bismuth, because we're dealing with an online scenario here, has actually been booting up our game. I think we're about ready to go. But this is why we don't do a lot of online games. It's a challenge, because you got to get the game loaded. You got to match up with 10 other dinks. And if you don't know anything about The Last of Us, the reason I picked this game was it's pretty much a nurse's nightmare. Everybody is filthy. It's a post-apocalyptic world. The scenario we're playing in is the only game in town, as far as I'm concerned, when you're talking player versus player, online, competitive, cooperative kind of stuff. It's elimination, or in this case it's called Survivor, and it's basically you and 3 other guys against a team of another 4 guys, 4 on 4. Okay, and there's 5 rounds. Basically, each round ends when one of the team has run out of people. So there's no respawns here, because this is kind of a post-apocalyptic scenario. The resources are very scarce. There's not a lot of ammo out there, and you're going to find yourself doing things that aren't just killing. If you play this game right, you can get through the entire thing you can play the entire game without firing off a shot and still be effective. Now, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that here, but my goal here is going to be, if someone's hurt, get them back up on their feet and heal them. Okay? I'm going to try and stay hidden. I'm going to try and stay behind stuff. I'm going to try and let my team be the spike, and I'll be the handle. Okay? Let's see if we can do it. It's The Last of Us. An amazing game by Naughty Dog. For the PlayStation 3, this goes out to you, Mom, and Lawrence, the two nurses in my life. I can't hit the harp. I'm busy. We're about to get started. I'll get the harp in a second. Now again, 5 rounds. Sounds like I don't have audio, but you guys might. You'll notice on my backpack I got a little plus sign there. I got my little first aid sign.
It's the capture card.
Okay.
So they don't have anything either.
Oh, they're... Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you guys can't see me going, huh? Okay. Well, why don't you try and reboot it? Can you reboot just the capture card?
I'm trying.
Keep us live. And what we'll do is, if we have to, we'll just cut this first round in post. Which is a shame, because you guys just missed me picking somebody back up. Oh, man. We just got roasted.
Well, they won't have sound.
Oh, that's what you're doing?
We're right now.
Wow, alright. A rare shot of what I see when we're playing games. Alright, round 2. Round 1 we got trounced. I'm gonna buy my cauterizer, otherwise known as my flamethrower. But like I said, I'm playing nurse today, so I like to think of it as a cauterizer. Now I'm gonna check and see who's the highest ranked guy. Nobody. Absolutely nobody's high ranked here. Hugo's 40 something. So I'm gonna stick with Hugo. And it's the first team to get 4 rounds. They're ahead by 1. And as you can see your teammate through walls. And it's even possible to listen to see if you can hear the other teammate. And that's me listening. When everything goes black and white, that means I'm listening. I can see on the radar somebody right over there. But I'm going to stick with Hugo. I want to get some health here. Very important that we stay together as a team. Some guys are using bows and arrows. Nice thing about the game is you can kind of pick what weapons you want to go in with, or what skills. Not everybody can pick somebody up. Now what I've picked is my flamethrower, but then I also picked the ability to be able to pick people up very quick. Hugo. Oh, come on. You see this? Oh, boy. Not good.
So
How many?
I don't think I can stop without stopping the game. I think the game flow is what's keeping it on.
The PlayStation 3, you can't stop the capture card without cutting the game. Well, let's play this one out like this, and then when we're done, we'll go to the booty segment, and maybe we'll actually get a real game here. How's that sound? I mean, look, it's not like we could lose followers at this point, right? It's nowhere but up but from here. Look, I'll understand if you guys want to go to like a DDR Twitch channel or something. That's high energy. Alright, now again, sticking with Hugo. And of course, Hugo's got a flamethrower too. Not exactly what I would want my front man to have. I'm actually happy that the capture card's not working because that means we'll be able to get another team here. Now, there's crafting in this. You pick up enough items, you can actually make some stuff like smoke bombs. We're really behind here, so I decided to pick something up with some punch, which is this Molotov cocktail here I made. And I missed, of course. Oh my god. You gotta be kidding me. Help my friend up. Now I'm gonna heal him. Hey, look at that, we got around. Whew. That was close. But this game is really my bread and butter, guys. Have you ever wondered if does Captain Raz ever get involved in PvP, Call of Duty, you know, Battlefield? I don't play any of those games. This is it for me. I think I'll upgrade my revolver. No, I should upgrade my revolver. Oh well. Oh, now this is good. Now we're outnumbering them. How are we doing on time? I bet we're behind, huh? Look, if you're familiar with this channel at all, this isn't the first time you've watched, you know, gameplay from a webcam. I'm known to do this in my game room quite often on weekends. This is the first time we've ever had to do it on the ship. But, you know, hats off to Biz. Now all I'm doing is I'm staying hidden. I'm letting these guys do their thing. Waiting for an opening. Fried. And if I see somebody down, that's my job to get them back up. I'm trying to do that quickly. And I'm going to bandage them. I'm going to heal them up as best I can. In honor of the nurses. Here's another guy who's hurt. Hold on. Oh. Get over here and heal this guy up. Where'd he go? Here we go. Cool. And that lets him concentrate on the kills. And really that's what excites me the most about this game is the teamwork involved. It's not necessarily the guy who has the bigger gun who wins this. It's the patient one. You know, you gotta be patient. Alright, now let's buy up. We're gonna upgrade our revolver. And then we'll buy some more flamethrower because it's actually been coming in pretty handy. These guys are getting itchy. They're starting to run in on us. And again, sticking with Hugo. You know, I'm not a one-man army. I've never played these games like I'm a one-man army. The allure for me is working as a team and building relationships with the people that I play with. Building that layer of trust. I saw somebody in the bookstore here. gonna let him come to me. Let's see if I can hear him. I hear him there? See, that's an enemy. Spray! Oh, that was a silly move. But I think it's okay because my whole team's here. Oh, come on, guys. Back me up. Yeah. That was a silly move on my part. Are you getting any cheers over here? How are we doing on time? This is actually a good opportunity for me to check the time. We're a little behind. We're a little behind. I tried to make sure that the booty's a little light today because I knew this match might go on a while. I mean, look, we've got an hour and a minute and 40 left in this round alone. And if we win this one, we're going to have to win one more. Well, let's check all the cameras here and see if maybe we can see the enemy. There's some security cameras here that I'm controlling right now that you can see. And sometimes you can see the enemy skulking around. And this is your opportunity to help your teammates locate the last guy. Now, personally, I don't like this. And this is probably my biggest complaint with The Last of Us, is the fact that you can actually... we're back with our team now. They're playing it smart. They're staying together. That's great. That's smart. That's why we're doing okay. That's why we're winning. But I don't like games where you're allowed to talk to the living from beyond the grave. You know, that's the thing about elimination. That's the thing about Survivor. If you're out, you're out. There's some guys that really make me mad because sometimes they actually purposely kill themselves just so they can play surveillance camera. And they seem to think that somehow, you know, makes them worthy of being on the team. And I hate that. I think that's the easy way out. And as you can see, I'm playing on Bismuth's account here. Mainly because he got to the ship, or he preps the ship while he preps the show while I help the crew get us to our destination. So he used his account to get us going here. And that's not a big deal. It doesn't take much to level your guy up before you have the ability to use pretty much any perk or weapon. But this is basically how I play. I'm never somebody who sticks his head out. You saw what happened last time. I stuck my head out last round, and look what happens. So I try and play the patience game. I try to play the game of attrition. Oh boy. You see, I'm not worried about killing the guy. I'm worried about getting my guy up. That's my priority. Safety in numbers. We got him. And that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. Where's the heart? All right, great. Oh, this is easy. I gotta turn this back around, huh? All right, we'll turn it back around. We did okay there. All right, way to think on your feet there, Biz. Let's give Biz a hand there. Thanks, pal. That was good. That kept us running. Biz is gonna do his best to get the gameplay back online, get us back into a match. He's gonna scramble and work on that, while you and I get to have the fun of looking through the mail or through the booty segment. There you go. All right, so we got like 3-4 deals here. I'd say pretty happy with them. You know, nothing that's gonna blow the doors off you, but I think a couple of pretty good stories. So let's get involved. Let's get into it. So this first one is all about building relationships. We went into a pawn shop early in the morning one day, and I'm good with the manager, and I say, "Hey, how you doing?" She's like, "Good." I'm like, "What do you got for me?" She's like, "Well, we got some cool Nintendo 64 games up here. Check them out." And I'm like, "Okay, great." She brings them down, and these could not be more premium titles. They were Mario Kart 64, I believe Paper Mario, and Mario Party 3. These are very high-end titles these days, especially the Mario Party games. I don't know what it is about the Mario Party games on N64, but they're definitely the highest running Mario games on the system these days, I'd say. I think we have everyone except the first one. The first one, I'm not that worried about getting it, basically because there's this gameplay element where you literally rip your hands open doing it. I'm not going to get into that story. Maybe one day if we play Mario Party. But anyway, she had 3 high-end N64 games here, and she also had a Game Boy Advance SP in really nice shape in the box with like a little, one of those felt carrying cases that no one cares about, and a few games in there. The games, nothing special, not even a Mario game, I don't think. But she wanted, and but the thing was, it was one of those Game Boy SPs that you want. It was an AEG 101, I believe they are, the serial number, which basically means it's the superior screen. I've talked about that in an old show. Basically, there's only one kind of Game Boy Advance SP you want out there, and she had it. So basically, but they wanted like $70 for it, and then I look at and I'm like, that's ridiculous. And so I'm like, all right, well, I'll take the N64 games because I know what she was going to pay. She was going to ask for around $2, something like that. She never asked for much on carts. And then her fellow worker said, "Hey, what about these Super Nintendo games?" And he had like 5 in his hand. And she's like, "Oh yeah, those." I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely, absolutely." And on the top of the 5 Super Nintendo games, there was Super Mario Kart. And this manager who I have a relationship with, she's like, "Ooh, let me have that one." Now, if that happens, if a manager takes a good game from you, you basically got to grin and bear it. You have to be happy for them. Don't say, "Hey bro, I wanted that one." Sup? Even if it's something you don't have, look at it as a long-term thing. You got to look at it down the road. Don't get caught up in the moment over one game, because one sour deal can sour every deal from then on. And you don't want to be looking at yourself. You don't want to be walking into this place 3 months down the line thinking, I wonder what I missed out on because I wasn't a good customer. So, now luckily I have Mario Kart, so it wasn't a huge deal, but that is a very expensive game. It would have been nice to have a little gem, you know, for whatever, to sell or to trade or whatever. But you got to be supportive. So let's look at the other games she had. And we were able to get these for $2 each. Alright, first one here. Super Mario World. Of course. Wouldn't be a Super Nintendo lot without Super Mario World, right? Okay, she had 6 games. We had 5 of them. Next one is a sports game, but it's the kind of sports game that I just couldn't leave behind. It's Charles Barkley's Shut Up and Jam! I want you to shut up and jam! I love these games like WWF Shut Your Mouth, or this Shut Up and Jam. Don't tell me to shut up. I'm buying you, dude. So I don't know how good this is. Who made this? I think they've made a sequel, Shut Up and Jam 2. But yeah, this is Charles Barkley Sports. Oh my god, it was made by Accolade? I didn't even know they made sports titles. So yeah, there you go. Certainly the weakest of the bunch here. Next one, really great game. I think somebody asked me if there was one game I could have exclusively. I think I picked this game. It's Mystical Ninja. The Legend of the Mystical Ninja, which is basically kind of a brawler, but it's a very JRPG kind of brawler. It's you and a buddy, and you're walking around Japanese towns, you know, the kind of towns that have the paper doors that are sliding back and forth. And the best thing about it is there's all kinds of stores where you can buy either upgrades, food, and a lot of times there are mini games. And that's the best part. So this is a pretty decent game, and this is good trade bait. This is the kind of game a lot of people would like to have in their collection if they don't have it. Probably the highest end of most valuable of all the games we have here. One we don't have. Always happy to grab an SNES game we don't have. Tom and Jerry. Probably not that great. Made by High Tech Expressions. There aren't many games I can think of that High Tech Expressions has made. Oh, you know what? I think High Tech Expressions made Harry's Humongous Adventure for the Super Nintendo. If you guys remember us playing that one, that was a good one. Shout outs to Mr. Prawn and Princess Riffraff on that little adventure. And then finally, a game I've always wanted to play, never played it. I remember getting pretty beat up by the critics, so it's nothing that great, but this is based off the movie The Dragon, the Bruce Lee story. By Acclaim. Bismuth's over here nodding his head with approval. It basically looks like, I think there's like a story mode, and you're just doing 2D fighting against just whoever happens to be around. I know it couldn't be more circumstantial. Like you'll walk into a kitchen, and the chef will be mad at you, and then all of a sudden you're fighting the chef in this kitchen. So I don't know. I haven't played it. I don't know how good it is. Like I said, I remember the critics not really liking it. But I was more than happy to grab it. Anytime we find a Super Nintendo game for a reasonable price that's not sports, we're going to grab. And then finally on the floor, they happen to have a copy of, with all the crap on the floor, they had a copy of BioShock Infinite Complete Edition. BioShock Infinite Vanilla you find everywhere, but I thought the Complete Edition was worth picking up. Even though I didn't really play this game too far. I actually, now that I think about it, I was playing this pretty religiously, and then And then The Last of Us showed up. I happened to find The Last of Us in a pawn shop for $5, and the rest was history. I played the one-player campaign all the way through, went straight to multiplayer, never looked back. And this guy got very much left in the dust. But we got it for $2, so I was okay with that. As I said, we had the N64 games too, so she had the 5 Super Nintendo games. She had the BioShock game, and then the 3 Super Nintendo games. And she's like, okay, that'll be $109. I'm like, whoa! $109? Where did you get that? And she's like, yeah, well, I don't know who brought these N64 games in, but they went way overboard in what they gave. And that's terrifying to me because, you know, when pawn shops start trying to give the right price on games, that's the kind of world I don't want to live in. Okay? So obviously I said no to the N64 games. I said yes to the 5 Super Nintendo games, the 1 Xbox 360 game, and we walked out the door with these titles for $12. And I think that's a pretty good... I think that's just fine. That's just dandy. And Super Mario World pretty much covers all of that. So I'll probably end up selling Super Mario World. These guys sell like hotcakes. We've already got in the hold, probably more than one in the hold. And all these are gravy. So there you go. Alright, how are we looking on time? Poor Bismuth over here is doing his best. The Last of Us is being... a last in the ass. A pain in the last. I was trying to be clever and not say ass, and that didn't work. All right. Sorry. Okay, here's a quickie. Just the other day. Man, you gotta hate those times where you know you just missed. I go into this place all the time. They have great prices on stuff. I find really good things in there. Not big lots or anything, but I always find good deals in this place all the time. Very reasonable prices. The Salvation Army. I go in there maybe 3 times a week just because it's near the ship. It's near. I'm passing through that area almost all the time. It's on my way home from work, so I stop in there. But apparently over the weekend, somebody started cleaning out their closet, and they donated their game gear. And they donated it about 2 days too early. So we got the scraps on this clearly. I found behind glass in a counter the following 4 games. We got NHL All-Star, NFL Quarterback Club 98, Major League Baseball, Majors Pro Baseball, which I believe we already have, and finally NBA Action Sports. And they all have blue tags on them. And I brought them up there, and the lady tried, and I wasn't gonna take them for $1. That's too much. But I noticed that the tag said the sign outside the store says blue tags 50% off. So we were looking at 50 cents a game. Even the cases are kind of worth around 50 cents for our better games that we have for the Game Gear. So I said, geez, 50 cents? All right. So I buy these, and I'll tell you, I don't know what it is about this lady. I know they don't work on commission at Salvation Army, but there's something about this lady where she really wants to get every single cent she can get out of you. So she charged me $4 on these, and I said, oh, wait, aren't they blue tags? And she's like, well, yeah, but whoever put that there wasn't supposed to do that. And I said, oh, ... You know, like, not my problem, charge me correctly. So she was trying to get a couple extra bucks out of me. I wasn't willing to pay a couple extra bucks for sports Game Gear games. That's how little they cost, in my mind. That's how little they're worth in my mind. So, there you have it. Alright, final deal here. Unless, of course, poor Bismuth can't get The Last of Us back up and running. What is it about these modern games, these modern systems are going to be such a pain? Xbox 360 doesn't even want to work for us right now. PlayStation 3, it's usually pretty good, but we're trying to go online with it, and that's just too much, apparently, for it to handle. Thank God for, like the Retron 5. Thank God for the old cart games. At least they don't give us a lot of problems. Alright, finally. Some guy's asking me, what did I think of Wrestle Kingdom? I've never heard of it. Where do we find these? Okay, yeah. Actually, this is the same Salvation Army. This gives you a better idea of the stuff that we kind of come across here for good prices. It was on a different day. The first thing I found there floating around was, for the Nintendo DS, a new battery. So that's pretty cool. You don't see that very often. And it even comes with I think what really sealed the deal here for me was the screwdriver. I thought the screwdriver was really neat. Can you push past that? Thanks. And it's not like your DS ever runs out very often. In fact, this is for the first model DS. But I thought for 99 cents, and it may have even been for $1.99, I just felt like, I don't know. I really kind of wanted to grab it, and it may have even been $1, but I don't know. We're gonna say $2 though, because that's what it's priced at. And then in the game section, shockingly, they had some pretty good Wii games. First one we saw here is Mario Party 8. Pretty high-end Mario game. This is the weird one where I think everybody... No. Okay, you're all separate here. I don't know. By this time, I'd really signed out of the Mario Party 8 game. And we have this, so this is probably going to be some trade bait. Maybe throw at one of the retro stores for a cheap NES game or something. Second one here, we had Mario Galaxy 2. Very cool. Looking in good shape. I always thought that was a pretty cool disc. The planet Mario had. Still haven't dug my teeth into the Mario Galaxy games. Mario Sunshine pretty much turned me off to Mario games. That was pretty much the one that sealed the deal for me. But the Galaxy games, to this day, they look kind of interesting. Oh, let's go for the beach. Oh my god. I can't believe it. What are the odds? We're playing the same damn arena. Alright. Biz worked his magic. We've got another match coming up. So I better wrap up. Ultimate Duck Hunting. I don't know why I grabbed it. It was $2. It's probably terrible. Basically, because 2 of these we're going to resell. All 3 of them. Mario Party 8, Galaxy 2, and finally Black Label. Black Label Mario Kart Wii. Boom. Which is really, it's still holding its value at $30 these days. Shockingly enough. So, there you go. Alright, that's it.
Strum that bad boy.
Strumming that bad boy. Let's give it up to Biz. Saving the day. You are the ship's nurse today, my friend. You're really doing it. You're really making it happen. Let's give it up to Biz. This is really, he's really making today's adventure happen. I don't think I'm going to be able to get any audio, but we'll put these headphones on anyway. We'll check. Oh. Alright, here we go. Oh, I've got audio. Full experience, guys. You ready for this? Alright, now first thing we need to check who's good. Calasandro is in triple digits here. He's our man. He's the guy we're backing up. Now we're already down a guy. If you find yourself in this position, the best thing you want to do is wait it out. Let the timer go down for the first round if you have to, because you want to give your fourth guy, your late guy coming in, as much time as possible to load up. If this round, ends in the next 20 seconds or so, there's a good chance that we're going to be without our fourth man a second time. Now again, I'm staying out of sight. I'm letting my man up here. He's going to make the first move. And if you're going to play a healer, you're going to play a support kind of guy, you got to be big enough to let him take the credit, to let him make the kills. You're there to pop the guy in the leg once, or just to stick your head up long enough to misdirect. Good. Got another guy there, two guys there. Damn it. They were all together. So this guy's got to deal with 3 men right now. Let's see what he's got. I think we've given our fourth guy enough time to load up. So going into the next round, we should be even, which is always good. Take a look at the guy's level. The guy we're playing with right now is really high level too, so he may be the guy we're going to want to back up next time. But you'll notice what he's doing. He's hitting these toolboxes, and inside the toolboxes are resources, craftable resources. And they can, looks like he's got a smoke bomb that he crafted. And he's going to try and use it to stun the crowd before trying to take them out with his rifle. Unfortunately, he's only got 30 seconds here. $15 seconds. Who knows where these guys went out to? Oh, 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 oh. Oh boy. Alright, that didn't go well. Alright, so we've got a full team here. So it's a fair match now. Let's see what we can do. The hard decision is who do I go with? I guess I'm gonna stick with Kali. Although I'm a little worried this. Ugh. And that's why you stay hidden. Finish him off. He gave me a smoke bomb. Trying to heal him up. Good, he's back up to heal. Alright, I'm going to go help out PK because he's hurt. There we go. Good. Good job, Khalil. Am I worried about hitting the guy? No, I'm worried about throwing him off his game, so... Again, bandaging. Doing great. Doing great, guys. Very good. Alright, one guy left. Oh, we already know where he is. I got him.
Hold on, I can patch you up.
Go heal up my friend. Trying to stay out of the fire. And I get points for healing. So I'm actually going to buy some armor here. Make sure I can have another hit or two. This guy's really close on the radar. Good, we got him. And you'll notice, Bismuth, 83 Bismuth, that's us. We're second place. We're doing our job, and we haven't made a single kill. That's why this is a really cool game. It really promotes team players of all types. And for me, you know, I never played Battlefront 2 or Battlefront EA. Never cared, never needed to. Because this for me, the Naughty Dog games, Uncharted 2, and now look, he knows I'm backing him up now, so he's giving me presents so that I can support him better. These Naughty Dog games, for me, were the natural progression from Battlefront. There may not be vehicles, but there's that sense of teamwork, definitely. That I didn't play a lot of Battlefront EA, but from what I saw, it just seemed a little too chaotic. Oh my gosh.
Smoke headed their way! Watch my back.
Alright, we lost one of our guys, but the other team's lost two. So we're still in pretty good shape. You want to keep your teammate in line of sight. Keep yourself out of sight.
Let's smoke them out! Smoke headed that way!
Where's Galleon?
Fire in the hole!
We got him. Alright. Not bad. Why is the timer going off? Oh, wow. Okay. Stopwatch is telling me we have 6 minutes left in the voyage. We may have to cut the mailbag here, the rate this is going. Molotov, huh? I'm going to fully upgrade my revolver.
Okay, got it.
And we've got enough money to spend on some fuel for the flamethrower. This team has no idea that they're on a pirate ship playing video games with a captain and crew. And we have 4 minutes to do it. Hopefully they can make this happen. It goes black and white like that. That means I'm listening.
Hunter!
Missed him. Watching our back. Khalil, where'd you go? There's Khalil.
Finish.
This guy's smart because he's hitting all these boxes to make stuff.
Down one. He's down.
I got you. You're up.
Oh, I'm down.
Gotcha.
Lucky you got my back.
Never stay in the same place too long because they'll drop smoke on you.
He's down. One less to worry about.
Woo!
Wiped out those numbers, but there's more inbound. Get ready.
All right, we need one more. One more. Hey, we're leading in revives. How about that, huh? I couldn't be prouder. Oh, gosh. I stupidly stopped the stopwatch, so I don't know how far along we are. So basically, we're going to hopefully take this round. Let's buy ammo. Let's buy nothing but revolver ammo. We want stopping power. Not worried about making kills, I'm just worried about hitting kneecaps. Well-placed precision shots to back up my friends. So hopefully
Appreciate it.
we can
Finish. Move
we can
out.
seal the deal here on this round,
Appreciate it.
because otherwise this is going to be a long show. And again, for the Nurses of America, I want to make that clear, okay? We're helping out the online world today and honor all those nurses that have taken care of you through the years. Those school nurses that took care of you when you had some bad lunch. That one nurse who gave you that sponge bath that one time. Is there anything better in life than waking up to a nurse giving you a sponge bath? And by the way, the whole eroticism associated with nurses, that sadly has always been lost on me, seeing as, you know, my mother and my brother-in-law
Folks away!
are nurses.
Down one!
You know what I'm saying?
Firefly, watch yourself!
Someone cover me while I take care of the first show.
One less to worry about.
Take point. I gotta patch myself up.
How about a little fire, Scarecrow? That's it. That's it. We're out. That's it. Give me the heart. Yeah, I know stopwatch. I know it's all about you and your beeping. Okay. We get it. All right, it was a great show. We had a good time. Take care of that nurse out there, okay? If you know a nurse, all you gotta do is give them a smile and a thank you, alright? That's all it takes a nurse's week. Why? Because nurses, not even on their week, do they ask much for themselves, okay? So keep them in mind this week. Thanks for stopping by. Next week we're going to have another adventure for you. Who knows where, who knows when, but I know one thing for sure. We're going to do it together. So until then, farewell and adieu to ye Spanish maidens. Farewell and adieu, ye ladies of Spain. For we received orders for to thank all those nurses. And we may never see ye fair ladies again. Keep your powder dry, mateys. And keep your dripping cold sores dry as well. That's disgusting.